welcome back to Cliffieland. This is week in country number 52 on our second attempt of cooking the food of every country in the world, and tonight we're up to the nation of Egypt. Egypt, a Mediterranean country located in the Middle East. It is in the northeast corner of Africa and the southwest corner of Asia, with a land border of the Sinai Peninsula. It shares land borders with Libya and Sudan, the Gaza Strip and Israel, and is across the water from Jordan and Saudi Arabia. It has an ancient cuisine going back thousands of years, and owing to its complicated history of occupation by various foreign sources, it has a very sophisticated cuisine. And there are a couple dishes which are considered the national dish of Egypt, and those are the ones that we are doing tonight. Those are ful madams, which is a dish of stewed fava beans, and koshari, which has a number of different spellings, which is a layered dish of rice, lentils, macaroni with a spicy tomato sauce on top. We are also going to be making Egyptian pita breads, which is another stab at baking for yours truly here. Now these are the same three dishes we did last time, so let's take a look and see how things went when we tried this 4 years ago. Well, 4 years ago on the Global Cooking Challenge, I was again just learning to bake, and yeast was not my friend, something I'm still working on. Also, I was challenged by trying to find versions of these dishes that did not serve like 20 people. Hence, I went with a couple particular recipes for them. Now, the ful madams came out, not exactly like any ful madams I've seen anywhere else on the internet since. It wound up being more like a soup, which is not what we're looking for. The pita bread, again, gave me problems with the yeast and wound up being like a very dense dough, which is not at all right. So I was still in the learning process there. As for the koshari, that came out okay. Still, it wasn't really spectacular. For that reason, we have changed up the recipes we're using this time for the two dishes. So let's take a look at the ingredients that we're going to be working with. First, for our Egyptian pitas, we'll need 2 teaspoons of dry yeast, 2.5 cups of lukewarm water heated to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 to 6 cups of whole wheat flour, 1 tablespoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of oil. For our ful madams, or stewed fava beans, we'll need 2 15-ounce cans of fava beans drained and rinsed, a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice, a 1/4 cup of olive oil plus more to garnish, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne, 4 cloves of garlic peeled and mashed, salt and pepper to taste, 2 hard-boiled eggs which will be cut into 6 wedges each, and 2 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley. Then for the koshari, or Egyptian rice, lentils, and macaroni with the spicy tomato chili sauce, we'll need 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 cup of medium grain rice, 1 cup of brown lentils, 1 cup of small macaroni, we've gone with larger macaroni here, 2 cups of vegetable stock, 1 garlic clove quartered, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 bay leaf, half a teaspoon of salt, and salt to taste. Then for the sauce, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 small onion diced finely, 2 cloves of garlic finely minced, 1 15-ounce can of unseasoned tomato sauce, 2 teaspoons of a Baharat spice blend. Recipe for that will be in the About section. Optionally, a 1/4 teaspoon of red chili flakes, 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar, salt and pepper to taste, and for the garnish, 2 large onions finely sliced, oil for deep frying, and 1 15-ounce can of garbanzo beans. In this case, we've gone with fresh dried chickpeas, which we've soaked overnight and then boiled for 20 minutes. Well, that sounds interesting. Note, if you were paying attention, aside from those hard-boiled eggs, which are sort of a dressing, the dishes we're doing tonight will amount to the one and only entirely vegetarian dish on the entire Global Cooking Adventure and the previous Global Cooking Challenge. It just worked out that way. Side note, since this involves using every pot in the house and a lot of careful choreography, I didn't want to risk destroying the pita bread again and wound up cooking that entirely the night before and just warming it up on the night of cooking. So now you know. So, let's get cooking! Into a large bowl, pour the lukewarm water. Sprinkle on yeast. Stir to dissolve. Stir in the 3 cups of flour one at a time. Stir for 1 minute to activate the gluten. Cover and let rest for between 10 minutes to 2 hours. Later, sprinkle salt over the mixture. Stir in the oil. Add more flour 1 cup at a time until too stiff to stir. Turn onto a floured surface and knead for 8 to 10 minutes. Place in a lightly oiled bowl and let rise for 1 1/2 hours. Later, once the dough has doubled, punch down the dough. Divide the dough in half. Divide each half into 8 equal pieces. Flatten the pieces to circles 1/4 inch thick and let rise again. Set a pizza stone in the oven and preheat to the highest setting. Coat a ridgeless cutting board with more flour. Place the dough circles on the board. Make sure the circles slide on the board, and slide the circles onto the pizza stone and bake for 2 to 3 minutes. Bake in batches until the dough is used up. Place the fava beans in a 2-quart saucepan. Cover with 1 inch of water. Place over medium heat and bring to a boil. Let cook for 8 minutes. Drain the beans. Add the beans to a large bowl. Add lemon juice, olive oil, cumin, cayenne pepper, crushed garlic, and salt and pepper. Stir until the beans are lightly broken up. Transfer to a serving platter. Encircle with egg wedges. Drizzle with olive oil and dress with chopped parsley. First, prepare the fried onion dressing. Heat the oil in a skillet over medium heat. Add the sliced onions. Fry until dark brown. Drain on paper towels. Meanwhile, work on the lentils. Rinse the lentils under cold water. Add to another 2-quart saucepan. Add water. Add garlic, cumin, and the bay leaf. Bring to a boil. Reduce the heat to low, cover, and let simmer for 20 to 30 minutes. Work on the sauce. Heat the oil in a saucepan over medium-high heat. Add diced onion and saute until the onions are translucent. Add the garlic and saute until golden brown. Add the tomato sauce, the baharat spice mix, salt and pepper to taste, chili flakes, and red wine vinegar. Bring to a simmer. Reduce the heat to low, cover, and simmer for 20 minutes. Then work on the rice. Heat the oil in another 2-quart saucepan. Add the rice. Saute for 20 minutes. Add the vegetable stock. Bring to a boil. Reduce the heat to low, cover, and cook for 15 minutes. Then work on the macaroni. Add 8 quarts of water to a saucepan. Bring the water to a rapid boil. Add salt. Add the macaroni. Return to a rapid boil and cook uncovered for 6 minutes until the macaroni is al dente. Drain and transfer to a bowl. Salt the lentils and drain. Warm and plate the pita breads. Plate a layer of the rice. Plate a layer of the lentils. Plate a layer of the macaroni. Sprinkle on more baharat. Add the tomato sauce mixture. Add the garbanzo beans. Add the crispy onions, add more baharat spice mix, and serve warm. How'd that all turn out? Well, first, with the pita bread. Finally, I got baking right. I wound up making 16 pitas out of that recipe, freezing a bunch, having a few left over for lunch the next day. They came out deliciously. They were different sizes because I didn't measure everything, but they were really, really delicious. Finally, I got them right. I'm giving those Egyptian pitas 4 out of 5 globes. I'd give it 5 if I thought I had got them perfect, but it's a really good recipe. As for the koshari, I decided to plate them 1 serving at a time so I would have the correct amount of everything in layers. It came out being really delicious, very filling. We couldn't actually finish everything that was on our plates, but it was really good, and that baharat spice mix really gave it just the right kick that just took you right to the Middle East. It was wonderful. I'm gonna give the koshari 4 out of 5 globes. I didn't miss meat at all, but the superstar were the full madams. Those fava beans may have been hard to find, and they are kind of hard to find. You have to go to specific stores to locate them, at least here. But boy, were they worth it. The beans had an amazing flavor, and with the lemon juice on top and the parsley, it was just absolutely incredible. I love them so much. I really do need to make them for company. So I'm giving the full madams 5 out of 5 globes. Truly spectacular dish. Well, that does it for Egypt. Remember, if you'd like to see our streams live when they happen every Tuesday night, be sure to follow us on Periscope and Busker and now Facebook Live. Like and subscribe if you'd like to be advised when these videos are posted every Wednesday night. If you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about the food of Egypt or any of our future countries, be sure to sound off in the comments. Links to the original recipes, including the recipe for the Baharat mix, can be found in the About section below. And be sure to tune in next time when we head back to Latin America for what was our most popular / controversial dinner of the entire global cooking adventure, when we make the food of El Salvador. It really was delicious. Check it out. Till then, thanks for watching and happy eating!